Hello everyone, my name is Lori and this is the continuation of the Module 3 report, Writing for Print. This time we will be discussing Principles 12, 13, and 14. So, here we go. For Principle 12, strive for a smooth flow of idea, or as I would like to call it, the highway of no speed bumps. In writing, as writers and communicators, we tend to switch ideas here and there to prove our points or to get our message to the readers. In order for our readers to smoothly follow our line of thoughts, we must use proper transition words. So here are some of the examples of these transition words. To say direction, we can say, or to change direction rather, we can say however, yet, still, nonetheless, notwithstanding, on the other hand, although, and conversely. To continue what we are saying prior, we can say moreover, furthermore, for this purpose, subsequently, besides, previously, first, and last. Then, to re-examine your ground already covered, we can say in brief, in other words, for example, and in short. Finally, to end, we can say therefore, hence, finally, and then thus. We must always remember that our readers are our topmost priority. The highway with no speed bumps is for them and not for us. Now let's move over to Principle 13, review your grammar. Y-O-U-R, not Y-O-U''R-N-E. So, who else is guilty of this? Hindi naman, parang okay naman sa pandinig ko. Hindi naman siya pangit, hindi naman siya mali. So, nga naman yung grammar, di ba? So, in most cases, that's not true. Parang niloloko lang sarili natin. So, as communicators, to be good and effective communicators and writers, we should always review our grammar. So, hindi naman ito grammar crash course. So, here are some common grammatical concerns. So, the first is the subject-verb agreement, where we use singular verbs to describe the action of singular subjects or actors. Then the tenses. So we must also be consistent in the tenses so our readers will not get lost on the time frame. Then the articles, where the is used to denote a definite object, while a and an are used to denote indefinite objects. Then the last grammatical concerns is the adverbs. If you are describing a noun, use an adjective. If you are describing or modifying a verb, use an adverb. So, medyo masakit sa ulo and our grammar sometimes it lapses. So, this is one of our principles that we should follow to always review our grammar. Now, let's tackle the last principle for this module, principle number 14, or revise and sharpen. Out of all the principles that we have tackled, this one must be the most tiresome because in order for you to edit your work, you must put off your creative hat or writer hat and put on your editor hat. So that's two types of hat that you cannot wear at the same time. So in checking your work, you must ask yourself this question: have I made the message clear? Does my article have coherence and focus? Is it immediately evident to my readers where the discussion is leading? So we have tackled this principle and you can remember it by simply thinking of KISS. Keep it short and simple. So that's a journalism lingo or slang that we use to describe our news article. And last is, are the sentences grammatically correct? So we just discussed that. Then the next set of questions are some sort of follow-up questions to ask yourselves too. Is the angle of my story evident or clear? Was I able to use simple and familiar words? So again, our readers are our topmost priority. Are the sentences and paragraphs short and understandable? Always. Kiss. Was I direct to the point? Does each paragraph focus on one main idea at a time? So you must revise and read and revise and read until you got all the answers here to your liking. So if your manuscripts are kiss, clear, and it has a spectacular grammar, then you can say that your manuscripts are good to go. Alright, so for the next part of my report, we will be the readability formulas. What is readability? Readability is the relative understandability of a piece of a written material. One simple way to tell if something is readable if you can understand the material after reading it in just one pass. So, kapag naintindihan mo agad yung binasa mo, so it passed the readability test. So, this is the more traditional or simple way, but there are also readability formulas designed to tell if a passage is readable or not. So, according to Robert Gunning, use the formula as a guide after you have written, but not as a pattern before you write. Good writing must be alive, don't kill it with the system. So, who is Robert Gunning? So, Robert Gunning is the one who came up with the Gunning-Fogg Index. So, this index is a readability formula, and you can test it in 3 simple steps. Okay. So, step 1, at random, choose any passage from a work under study. So, you can use your materials, your written materials for this. Then, count on 100 words. Stop the sentence count with the sentence nearest the 100th word, but not more than 100. So, for example, in your passage, there are 4 sentences for the 86th word. So, that's what you're gonna count, because if you count the 5th sentence, you are going to pass through the 100th word. To divide the number of words in the passage with the number of sentences. This gives you the average sentence length of passage. So, as you can see in our little table here, there is the reading skill range, very easy, easy, fairly easy, standard, very difficult, difficult, and very difficult. Then there are corresponding numbers for average sentence length, so we're just gonna match it. For the step 2 of our Gunning-Fogg Index, in the same passage, count the number of words with 3 syllables or more. Don't count the words that are names or proper nouns. So, if there's a Teresa or Robinsons there, you're not gonna count it because they are names and proper nouns. Combinations of 2 easy words like bookkeeper, butterfly, or countersign, hindi nyo rin yun i-count. Then, verbs form made by 3 syllables by adding ing, ed, or es like created or trespasses are not also included. So, additional note, also count all the figures, numerals as one word, and numbers that are spelled out as separate words. Then, for the last step, Step 3, to get the Fogg index, add the number of words per sentence, that's your step 1, and the total number of difficult words, that's your step 2, then multiply them by 0.4. The number can be interpreted to the index table as shown in the presentation. So here are your difficulties, then the Fogg index, then by grade and by magazine. So that's how you're gonna test the readability of your passage through the Gunning-Fogg Index. We had finally reached the end of this module. So for the next part, we're going to summarize all the things that we learned. So here are the principles introduced to you in this module. The first is think first, then write. Use short, simple, and familiar words. Get straight to the point. Use specific, concrete language. Avoid using jargon or too many technical terms. Be careful in using idioms. Keep your sentences short. Give to the passive voice. Avoid dangling modifiers. Keep your paragraph short. Arrange your material logically. Strive for smooth flow of ideas. Review your grammar and revise and sharpen. So these are just guides. So let us always remember that writing is subjective. There is no tried and tested system for good writing. The best that we can do is to keep on writing, try to stay as creative as possible, learn all the pointers, and be open to comments and suggestions. This module only serves as the guide for writers, not the set of rules. So once again, thank you for staying with us for the duration of this very long module. So happy writing to all and happy learning. Stay safe.